Mark in Virginia. Hi, Mark. What's on your mind today?
Hey, DP. Got a question for you and the Danettes. What sports deathbed confession would you most like to hear? For example, if it's Franco Harris in the Immaculate Reception, then he might say, the ball touched the ground. Or with Michael Jordan in the flu game, that he might say, I was hungover. So what sports deathbed confession would you and the Danettes
Well,
most like to hear?
I think Franco made the catch. That wasn't the controversy. It was, who did the ball hit? Jack Tatum hitting Frenchie Fuqua. And if it's off an offensive player, there's a rule that's in place back then. And but Franco made the catch. To me, the most incredible thing out of the Immaculate Reception is the camera work that focused on Franco Harris, who was just running down the field. But I remember Tony Dungy telling me when he was with the Steelers, Franco ran out every play. No matter what it was, he always ran to the end zone. And, the greatest play, biggest play, and one of the biggest plays in NFL history was him just doing what he did in practice, always hustling. And he was there for the ricochet, scoring the touchdown. And also the fact that we don't know where that football is. Those are two of the more interesting things with that. Jordan on his deathbed, that's not what I want to know from Mike. I want to know about gambling and did you get suspended by the commissioner? I don't care. Do I think he was hungover? Yeah, probably so. Remember, it was the flu and then it was food poison. Like, we can't even get the story right. Do I think it was probably maybe combination? Maybe. But that, I would want to know, did Mike get suspended for gambling by the commissioner? Anybody else that you care? Yeah, Seton.
I want to know why Bill Belichick didn't play Malcolm Butler in that game.
Yeah, he's holding on to that. Yes, Todd.
I want to hear from Barry Bonds to finally admit publicly he cheated, how he cheated, how much he took, what he took, and everything associated with that.
I feel like I already know that story, that his trainer went to prison, but Barry, tried to skirt that, hey, I only took what he gave me. Yeah, Seton.
Like, what if on his deathbed he got there and you're like, so why did you do everything? And be like, I didn't.
Barry, you can be honest with me.
I am being honest. I didn't.
You can tell me.
I did not. What if the truth is he really didn't?
The truth is the truth?
The truth is I really didn't. I really didn't do everything they said I did.
But your head, it's so much bigger.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't.
I'm retaining water is what I'm doing. Deathbed confessionals. We were talking a couple of these, and we had a listener who said, would you want to know Michael Jordan, the flu game? That's not what I want to know from Michael on his deathbed. I want to know, did the commissioner suspend you for gambling? Pete Rose, I already know what that story is. Barry Bonds, do you care if he said, I did use steroids? I don't care. I already know it. So, what is the mystery? And then Paulie goes, you know who I would love to hear the truth from? And I go, who? And he goes, Manti Te'o. And I go, wait a minute. He got catfished when he was at Notre Dame. Yeah, Paulie.
I've seen an interview or two. He's have a nice media career going on right now. But, man, that story, when the Manti Te'o story broke, that still is jaw-dropping, everything that happened in that 2 or 3 month period. I've got about 6 questions I would like to just check off the box.
Yeah, but he just got catfished. That's all. He had an imaginary girlfriend. But didn't they answer everything in the documentary?
I guess.
It's
just fascinating.
He's not the first guy to get catfished, but he's probably the first Heisman candidate to get catfished.
He is the first Heisman Trophy candidate to show up to New York and have that story told on national TV that he knew was false when he walked into the Heisman ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he just got too far down the rabbit hole. He was embarrassed. What do you say? Hey, I really don't have a girlfriend. Hey, I have an imaginary girlfriend. Hey, my girlfriend just died. It was one of those where it happened, and then all of a sudden you didn't realize that it was going to be that big. But it's Notre Dame, Heisman candidate, and all of a sudden you're trying to defend, explain what happened. He just got catfished. He believed that he was communicating with somebody who was his girlfriend or going to be his girlfriend or wanted to be his girlfriend. And then when you watch the documentary, you're like, man, there's other layers to this. This is really, really deep. And Manti Te'o, I'm happy for him. He's got a good career. I think he's been doing some stuff, NFL Network, charismatic guy. But yeah, that's still one of those where, and I wonder if his friends, I don't know if he's married. I think he's married now, but did they joke with him if they met one of his girlfriends or he said he had a girlfriend? They're like, oh, can we meet her? Can your buddies do that to you?
You've got to be very, very, very good friends. Whoa, hey, look at this. Hold on, let me pinch you, Sally.
Hey, you're real.
Nah, it's a little joke from before. One of his exes, no big deal.
Wait, what are they talking about, Manti? Oh, it's nothing. I had an imaginary friend. We all have imaginary friends, don't we? Didn't we? That's all. He had an imaginary friend that turned out to be a girlfriend. That wasn't a girlfriend. Yes, Paulie.
One more NBA mystery that I know you know about and covered. Did the NBA get Patrick Ewing to the Knicks?
Was the 1985 NBA draft lottery fixed?
Yes.
Okay.
Because people could see how the NBA would want it to be fixed. You can't exaggerate how big Ewing was at the time. And to go to the Knicks that needed a breath of life.
And even though David Stern, rest his soul, is dead, I still feel like he could somehow come back and haunt me if I even talk about this. I remember talking to him, and I remember him telling me to shut up. I'm with him in his office, and we were just talking about, NBA top, a variety of things. And I said, I was there in '85. And he said, where? I said, at the lottery. He goes, oh, Patrick, don't tell me you're one of those guys who thinks. And I go, well, I'm just curious, like, could you, oh boy, I'm already nervous saying this because, Stern would yell at me. You could freeze the car. He goes, shut up. And I said, but, that was, shut up. And I was like, okay, all right. And I'm thinking you could freeze the card. That was the big story. Did they put the Knicks card in the refrigerator? So when David was, rifling through to find out, what order, that he felt that card, and then the Knicks won the lottery. Damn. Yes, Eaton.
That's another one that sets up for massive deathbed disappointment for me.
What?
Was the lottery fixed? No. And then that's it. Like, oh, crap. All this time I thought it was fixed and it wasn't?
Yeah, but what if it was? What if they truly fixed it? If you're the commissioner, you want to have a star in New York. You want the Knicks to be competitive.
Why didn't they keep doing that plan? Couldn't they have rigged the draft a little more for them then?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, going back to when LeBron was 18, would you have fixed it for him to go to Cleveland or elsewhere if you were fixing that draft?
I would have, the Cavs did fix it. They tanked so they could get the number one pick. I would have had him be in Cleveland. He's from Cleveland. You got to have other franchises that are healthy, competitive. I mean, you want to play the hits. You want to have Philly, Boston, New York, D.C., but, you got the hometown kid, and that's why they were tanking. And I don't think anybody had a problem with it back then. It's like, yeah, they're losing. They want to get LeBron, keep him in Cleveland.